so very, very much. When you reach to my family, this is when you get right to my heart as well. There is a Chinese proverb that says it is better to light a single candle than to curse the darkness. And so many people in this room today have done that. So many heroes. I'm jotting down notes here of Jean and Karen Cusack, Denise and Linda Canoia, Lisa and Kyle Broder, and so many other caregivers in our society. You're the real heroes. You are the real heroes of our world. I will be running out of here now, driving the speed limit, of course, to Mr. District Attorney, to get to the State House to continue working on a $35 billion budget. Of that $35 billion, Secretary Polanowitz, our very, very capable Secretary of Health and Human Services, has $19 billion of that. The human condition is eternal and very, very important. The areas that we have worked on over the years, we are fully funding special education circuit breaker. Last year was the first time in 5 years that was fully funded, and I assure you, we will expect to have that fully funded again this year. So for my colleagues, now you know what's on the list in that regard. The Turning 22 program is hugely important. The occupational programs, to work with dignity. And yesterday I had some of your political signs to help out a candidate in the area as well. And they're very, as a political sign expert, they're very, very high quality. The Chapter 257 rate increases for providers is about $257 million as well, but to honor that commitment. This comes back, my passion for this, thank you. My passion for this comes from back in 1980. The very first event that I was assigned to go to for the man I worked for in 1980 was at Belchertown State School. And Chief Justice Toro showed up in this big black Ford, saw this really great tan on this judge, and he was the one who forced the consent decree to empty the warehouses of our retired institutions, as the term was in those days. And at Belchertown State School, you could look at toilet bowls, 50 in a row, but no seat on them and no petitions between them. Our brothers and our sisters and our sons and our daughters were not treated with dignity. The message that all of the advocates have done for the last 35 years that I have been involved in this process is that all citizens, all people should be treated with dignity. Jefferson wrote, he did say that we were all created equal, and maybe perhaps because of a circumstance of DNA, perhaps they weren't. But the other half of Jefferson's statement, they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And all of our fellow citizens ought to have the opportunity to have their pursuit of happiness. And this is what we are striving to do. Also at Belchertown State School, if you go off the campus and you go out into a remote field, there's a cemetery out there with 201 souls. Most likely none of them were with sin. The youngest is 4 months old and the oldest was 93. And when they died at Belchertown State School, you would have buried your pet better than you buried these human beings, these children of God. They rolled them up in a blanket, they dug a hole. There was a man who had been incarcerated there for 14 years. His name was Al Warner. And he was finally released from there. And we did a piece of legislation to fix that cemetery up. It had grown over with weeds, and all they had was a numerical marker on their graves. And now every year, for the last 20 years, we go out there on this Friday before Memorial Day weekend. We have a rabbi, a minister, and a priest, a couple of people with guitars, and we honor those 201 people that were buried there without dignity. We have done that now in other institutions as well. Commissioner Howe has worked on the deinstitutionalization, the closing of those institutions to let our brothers and sisters live in our community among ourselves. It is the right and the proper thing to do. We are all meant to shine. No one ever comes to the Senate Ways and Means Committee and asks for less money. No one in the 4 years that I've been writing this budget, no one ever asked for less. But it is important that we have some gasoline in the engine of government to provide the services for our fellow citizens. It is expensive, but it is important, and it is our moral responsibility to our fellow man to help them as well. I hope that those who carry on this mission, when I'm gone to play the banjo and to teach perhaps and to join land trusts, that you will carry on this very important responsibility. And if anybody says you can do this without resources, I got some land in the Everglades to sell you as well. This is very, very important. You honor me greatly today, and I will go down there today with you in my heart as I have for all of these years. There's so much more work to be done, but I am appreciative of your kindness today. God bless you all, and carry on the mission. Thank you very much.
Do we have legislators